Welcome to Rantastic. I, 28 male, feel like my life is being consumed by my parents and their endless expectations, and I'm not sure if I'm being unreasonable or if I'm justified in finally losing my cool. I have two sisters, one older and one younger. Both of them have pretty much moved on with their lives, but I'm still stuck dealing with my parents on a regular basis. For as long as I can remember, I have been the one they rely on for everything. It started small, just helping with little tasks around the house, but over the past few years, it has spiraled into something way more overwhelming. I work a full-time job, 5 days a week, and it's a demanding job that leaves me exhausted by the time the weekend rolls around. But instead of getting a chance to relax or have any kind of personal time, my weekends are completely taken over by my parents. They expect me to come over and do yard work, take them to doctor's appointments, fix things around the house, and basically do all the maintenance work they need. And if I say I can't come one weekend, they immediately make me feel like crap about it. Saying things like, "We've done so much for you, and now you don't have time for us." It's exhausting. This weekend, I finally hit a breaking point. I had a work get-together planned, something I was really looking forward to because I never get a break. I told my parents I wouldn't be able to come over and help out because I had this event. And of course, they laid on the guilt. They kept saying things like, "What's more important, your family or some work party?" And that I was being selfish for not helping them out. I just snapped. I told them I'm sick of working like a dog all week and not getting any time to myself on the weekends. I told them it's not fair that I'm the only one dealing with all of their stuff while my sisters are living their lives and don't have to deal with the same level of responsibility. And on top of that, I'm still stuck paying off huge loans they took out in my name. It has completely destroyed my financial freedom, and it's one of the main reasons I'm still stuck in the same place in my life, while my sisters and everyone else is moving on, buying houses, getting into mortgages, etc. I can't do any of that because my credit is blown. I can't even date. Anytime I try to, things go fine until the conversation about money comes up. When women find out I'm stuck with a huge amount of debt thanks to my parents, they lose interest pretty quickly. It's embarrassing, and I feel like I'm never going to be able to move on with my life because I'm always tied down by their problems. So I flipped out. I told them it's their fault that I'm in this position in the first place, and now they expect me to give up all of my free time to take care of them too. I told them I feel like I'm drowning, and instead of helping me, they're just piling on more. They said I was being dramatic as usual and that I should respect my family and stop acting like everything is such a burden. They don't see the bigger picture, that I have zero time for myself, no financial freedom, and no personal life because of everything they've dumped on me. My sisters don't have these issues. They're both living their lives free from these kind of responsibilities, and I'm stuck holding everything together. I have talked to them about it before to vent. And while they understand, they haven't really stepped in to help. I'm not even asking them to do everything. I just wish someone else would share the load once in a while. But for some reason, my parents only rely on me. It's at the point where I'm starting to resent them. I know that sounds harsh, but I can't help it. I love them, but I'm burning out. I'm tired of feeling like I don't have any control over my own life. I'm 28 years old. And it feels like I haven't even started living for myself yet. I'm constantly dealing with their needs, their loans, their problems, and there is no end in sight. I guess what I'm asking is, am I being unreasonable? Am I overreacting by finally snapping at them? Or are they really asking too much of me? I don't want to hurt them, but I don't see how I can keep living like this. At this point, I'm not sure what to do. I want to set boundaries, but every time I try, they make me feel terrible for even suggesting it. I don't know how to balance helping them and taking care of myself at the same time. Any advice on how to handle this would be really appreciated. Thanks for reading. Edit. For some additional context about the loans, they took them out when I was in college. I didn't even realize it was happening until my third year, when I did a credit check and saw the massive debt in my name. It turns out the amount is around $60,000. When I confronted them back then, they apologized and promised they would help pay it off. But here I am, years later, still the one stuck with the repayments. I didn't report it because, well, they're my parents. And I didn't want to risk them going to jail. But now I'm almost starting to regret my decision. Their response has been, it's in my hands now, because I accepted and started paying it myself. Update 1. A lot of people commented on my last post and told me to file a police report about what my parents did. All I can say about this is, I'll think about it. Anyways, there's new drama. My sister is getting married soon, and it feels like my family is piling even more onto my plate. My mom has been asking me to take on a lot of responsibility for the wedding, especially with the rehearsal dinner. They are planning to have it at an old farmhouse on the outskirts of the city. It's my granddad's place. But it's been completely neglected ever since he passed away. No one has maintained it, and honestly, it's in pretty bad shape. I hadn't seen the place in years, but last weekend my mom insisted I go out there and check it. When I got there, it was even worse than I imagined. Dust everywhere, debris, and it clearly hasn't been cleaned or touched in years. It's going to need a deep cleaning and a lot of work to be even remotely ready for any kind of event. Now, my mom has been nagging me non-stop to take charge and clean it up for the rehearsal dinner. She says it's important because it's my sister's wedding and we need to honor Granddad's memory by using the farmhouse. And of course, because I'm the go-to person for everything in the family, she expects me to drop everything and get it done. My sister, when I mentioned the state of the place, also told me I should just do it. I get that it's her wedding, but it's like they're not even asking. They're expecting me to handle it like it's my responsibility. I have refused so far. I told them both that I'm not available to clean the farmhouse this weekend or anytime soon. I've had enough of sacrificing my free time and energy for everyone else, and the idea of spending an endless number of weekends cleaning a house that's not even mine is just too much right now. I've told them I'm planning to take on overtime at work this weekend instead. I will be working extra hours from now on. It will help with the debt and I won't have to be at parents' beck and call during the weekend. When I told my mom, she went nuts, saying how much it would mean to my sister and how I should help out the family. My sister's response was pretty much the same. Can't you just take a break from work to do this? It's important. But I've put my foot down for the first time in a long while. I need that extra income to get some relief from the financial mess I'm in, thanks to them. It feels like I'm constantly sacrificing for them. I'm not their personal handyman. I don't know how this will go over long term, but for now, I'm sticking to my decision. Update 2. So, I finally went ahead and filed a police report. I didn't know where the money went, but I know for sure it wasn't spent on me. And I realized I'm never going to be able to pay it off, especially with all the interest that accrued over the years, when I didn't even know the loans existed. And that has made the total debt even more daunting. After filing the police report, I spoke with a credit agency as well. I spoke with someone there and they said they would pull the original loan documents to compare the signatures, as well as look into other details. When I told my parents about it, they lost their shit. My mom started screaming that she took that loan out for everyone's benefit. But honestly, I can't see how that's true. I haven't seen a cent of that money, and it sure hasn't helped me in any way. I was still unconvinced about reporting my parents, but then shit hit the fan this weekend. That was the last straw that broke the camel's back, I guess. Over the weekend, I decided to go to the farmhouse with my parents, sisters, and their partners to help clean it up for the wedding, even though I had already said I wasn't going to. But as soon as I got there, it turned into a weird kind of intervention. They all sat me down and started going off about my recent behavior of skipping out on family duties and being selfish for not helping them out more on the weekends. My sister chimed in, saying I haven't done anything to help with the wedding planning and that I didn't even agree to clean up the farmhouse by myself, and troubled them all to get down there. I lost it. I blew up at them. I told them I'm done being their personal handyman and debt mule, and that I'm tired of them guilt-tripping me into doing everything for them while my own life falls apart. I also made it clear that they have screwed me over financially, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore. I have officially drawn a line in the sand. Let's wait and see what happens next. Final update. Hey everyone, it's been months since I last posted, and I wanted to give you a last update on everything that's happened. If you have followed my story, you know it's been a long journey, but I'm finally free. After I filed the police report and worked with the loan company, things started moving fast. The state attorney pressed charges against my mom for fraud, and a few weeks ago, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison, with a possibility of parole after 5. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that it's come to this, but I know it was the right thing to do. My dad was charged too for aiding her, and he's on probation now. The whole family lost it when the detective showed up at my parents' house months ago. It was a mess. On one end, I hired an attorney to help clean up the financial side of things. I also contacted credit agencies, and the debt is officially wiped from my name. I can't tell you how good it feels to be finally free from the crushing weight of that $60,000 debt that wasn't even mine to begin with. I'm no longer tied to that nightmare. As for my family, well, we're completely estranged now. My parents and my sisters are furious with me, still trying to play the victim, saying I destroyed the family by pressing charges. I'm at peace with it. I've spent too long being their scapegoat, dealing with their manipulation and sacrificing my own life for their benefit. I'm done. I'm free from the debt from my narcissistic parents and from my self-absorbed sisters. I'm finally living my life on my own terms. To anyone out there who might be going through something similar, don't back down. It's hard and it can feel like the world is against you, but you deserve to live your life free from other people's control and manipulation. It's a fight worth having, and I'm living proof that you can come out on the other side. Thank you to everyone who supported me through this process. Your advice and encouragement kept me going when things felt impossible. I am finally moving on with my life, and I couldn't be more relieved.